Protesters are on the march across Europe. It's the most widespread unrest in decades. There's anger over the rise of wealth inequality, and people feel betrayed by the political establishment.
Tous les politiques qui touchent des sommes importantes, mais pour le peuple, il reste que des miettes.
France's yellow vests have inspired similar protests across the continent. They've spread to Belgium, Sweden, the Netherlands, and even the UK. The Yellow Vests share many grievances with demonstrators in other countries, but not necessarily the same goals. These movements have no clear leadership structure. They're propelled by social media, and they often get out of control. What they do have in common is anger that wealth distribution is growing increasingly unequal.
Le pouvoir d'achat qui diminue énormément tous les jours, et taxes sur taxes, et encore sur taxes.
In Albania, students held rallies against rising tuition fees. But the protests reflected broader disappointment with a government they say favours the rich. That's the same complaint voiced in France and other countries. Protesters say governments are failing the working poor while the rich get richer.
Ils vivent sur notre planète que nous. Ils se mettent pas à notre place, ils n'ont jamais gagné 1300 balles par mois. Donc ils savent pas ce que c'est que la pauvreté et la misère des gens, quoi.
But not all of Europe's protesters are disgruntled with liberal governments. Austria has seen demonstrations against the far right, which is in a coalition with conservatives. Hungary's far-right Prime Minister, Viktor Orban, is also facing huge street protests. Demonstrators marched against new laws which they say threaten labour rights, so-called slave laws. In Serbia, crowds protested against a populist government they say has restricted democratic and media freedoms. All across Europe, governments are grappling for solutions to defuse popular anger and end the unrest.